Because my time is nearly up, Mr. Farley. I don't think that's really answering the question. Do you feel that given that you have stood over the transfer of Owenacurra residents to inferior ward-based settings, cut them off from the community, that isn't the stance you've taken on other situations, do you think it's to a certain extent kind of called into question the Commission's oversight that families like the remaining residents were left distraught by your comments in the Examiner a few weeks ago, where you said that appropriate safeguards were in place to uphold their rights, and what they describe is a prolonged ordeal of being offered placements that do not meet their relatives' needs or being consulted. Dr. Finnerty, you wrote to a family member last October and said that you couldn't arrange a meeting with the families due to legal constraints, but Mr. Farley, you had appeared on RT's Drive Time for an extended interview on the closure alongside a family member a few weeks prior to that. And then we have the situation of you coming into the committee today and saying you won't discuss Owenacurra specifically, but you've mentioned St. Stephen's there. You haven't explained to the committee why you won't address the situation. The way you spoke to Deputy Hourigan is another issue that I just think, do you think all of this is perhaps going to call into question the Mental Health Commission, and when you want to extend your remit into community adult and child mental health teams, do you think that this is going to have an impact on how people see that?
Well, look, you have your views. I don't agree with your views. Just how regulations work is, and regulation works, it is active, it's happening all the time. We act as well as we can within the powers that we have.
Do you accept that, from the general public's perspective, it might call into question maybe if the Mental Health Commission is the right body to go ahead and now extend your remit into community and adult child mental health teams?
Well, you obviously have a view, and that's your view. I'm
not asking you about my view. I'm asking you what your view is on that.
Well, you seem to have a very set view, and that's your view.
Well, I have to say I was very supportive of that idea at the review, the pre-legislative scrutiny of that suggestion in terms of broadening your powers, not based on this session, because I don't see that you're using your powers very well currently when it comes to that particular
I'm not sure you understand our powers fully. I'm not sure.
Right, Mr. Farley. Well, that's an interesting line to take.